Good morning. Good morning. So I'm going to just say this up front. There's going to be some sun glare in this video, so forgive me. The sun is out strong today, and I'm driving, and it's going to be some glare. Okay, so I want to make this video that I don't want to do a part 2 or anything, but kind of as a follow-up to the last video I did, which was about your conversation, and this is also about manifesting, which I did a video on that previous to the conversation video. And if I'm still learning how to edit and add videos, like when people say, okay, right up here, click on this video. I haven't quite figured that out yet. I think I figured out how to do it in the end and how to add a playlist and all of that. I think I figured that part out. Oh, I gotta get over. But I haven't quite figured out how to add it up right here. So just keep watching my videos. Subscribe to the channel. I notice I don't say that until the very, very end. And if you click off before the end, you're not gonna notice subscribe. So please subscribe to the channel. Okay. So video where I talk about, your conversation, and I started off by talking about this woman whose video I watched and how her whole conversation was about she ain't got no job, she can't find a job, the job market is rough right now, and that was all of her conversation in the video and the more recent videos that I've seen of her. I mean, that's not her niche or her area of expertise or anything like that. Her area is totally different, but she's just talking about her circumstances right now. And then I share a situation. Oh, don't look at my nails. I still didn't get them done. I share a situation that happened to me with my apartment and my neighbor, and just how my conversation was all about the fact that my neighbor was making all this noise. Okay, so just to recap really quickly. Okay, so I took some notes. So this is and I didn't quite hit it. I didn't hit it on the head with that last video. So hopefully I can do that with this one. So the part of this woman's video that drew my attention, and it was like red flag when she said this. She'd been on an interview, and she said that, when they tell her, like, oh, you like her, oh my God, what in the world? When they tell her, oh, like you're a good candidate for, again, I'm sorry about the glare. You're a good candidate for this position. We're going to review your resume and blah, blah, blah. And we're going to call you, whatever. Like she didn't, these were not her words, but she basically said she wasn't going to get her hopes up. That's what it was. She wasn't going to get her hopes up. And we do that with things. We meet a man and we like him and he likes us and we start dating, and we say to ourselves, I ain't getting my hopes up, girl, because these men out here today, they all fools, or they all dogs, or they all cheat, or they all this, or they all that. We don't get our hopes up. Here is the secret sauce. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you right now. In order to manifest your dreams, you gotta get your hopes up. You gotta get your hopes up. That's the whole, game over. If you don't get your hopes up, you definitely are not going to get what you're trying to get. You gotta get your hopes up. Think of a child. Think of how a child is so, first of all, their imagination is off the hook. They are always talking about, listen to their conversation. They're talking about what I'm going to fly to the moon and when I get older, and they are always talking about stuff that's like way out there, and you're like, little girl, what you gonna do what? And and they just going on and they just make up some fantasy world, and us as adults, we listen to this and we're just like, I can't. That's the world we need to be in order to manifest the life of our dreams. We need to use our imagination. Was given to us, like, as far as I know, and I could be wrong, but animals don't have imagination. They don't. We have imagination to create the life that we want. So we need to go into our imagination and create that world. And we need to get our hopes up when we meet that man, or when we haven't even met him yet. We need to get our hopes up, where you start having those butterflies, or those, maybe not butterflies, but that, like, those endorphins and all. I mean, don't quote me on this. But you need to get your hopes up and get that feeling up. And you need to dwell in that imaginary world that you're looking to go to. Whether it be a job, or you want to buy a house, or whatever, you need to go into that imaginary world on a regular. And get your hopes up. It's like when you fall in love with someone and you have those butterflies. The older you get, my experience has been, the older that I get, again, like I was just saying, you don't want to get your hopes up, but you gotta completely surrender, and you gotta allow yourself to, like I said, fall in love with whatever it is you're looking to get. If it's a house, I remember just recently when I was, and this ain't even a house, this is an apartment, but I was in a situation I needed to get out of, and whatever, and so I needed my own place. And I had made a list of what I wanted. I wanted an apartment that, I really wanted a 2-bedroom. I really wanted a 2-bedroom. Even though nowadays it's really hard for one single person, especially, like, again, I live in a 55 plus community. So 55 plus communities, they're not renting a 1-bedroom to one person. I'm sorry. They're not renting a 2-bedroom to one person. You've got to have 2 people for a 2-bedroom. But I didn't care. I wrote it, that was what I wanted. I wanted a 2-bedroom. I want certain things I wanted. I wanted it to be brand new. I wanted to be the first person to live in this apartment. I mean, these were not super high standards, quite frankly. But that's what I wanted. It had to be brand new. I wanted stainless steel appliances. I did. I wanted stainless steel appliances, brand new construction or whatever. I wanted 2-bedroom. I mean, I didn't really have any major things other than those. And I just got my hopes up. And I would imagine myself in my apartment. And I would imagine myself having people over. And it all came to pass. But because again, my living situation, I wasn't living with people that were torturing me or anything like that. Like, I don't mean to make it sound like that. It was just overcrowded. It was more people in that space than really needed to be, you know. That's all it was. So somebody needed to move out, and I was the one. But so I could have, every day I could have focused on my situation, and, you know, I could have made videos about my situation, and you know, how crowded it is here, and there's no room in the refrigerator for me to put my stuff, and, you know, and I could have talked, that could have been all my conversation every day, all day. The conversation that goes on in my head when I'm by myself, as well as the conversation I'm having with people when I'm talking to them. It could, you know, because that's what we do. Wait, I'm just trying to get my bearings. But you have to recognize that first of all, number one, you're in a situation that you don't want to be in. No matter what it is. If it's a relationship you don't want to be in. If it's a housing situation you don't want to be in. If it's a financial situation, you know, whatever the situation, recognize it. Okay, this is where I'm at. Okay. Number two, decide what do you want to, what situation do you want to be in? You want to be in a healthy relationship. You want to be in a new home, new apartment, new whatever. Like, write out. And I took it even further than that. I don't know, this video is all over the place. I thought I had found a apartment that apartment community that I really liked. I mean, it was brand new as well, but it was like state of the art. Like, everything was state of the art. I mean, my place is pretty state of the art, but this place, like the outside, everything about it was just state of the art. It was beautiful, and everybody had their own private entrance, like from the outside. You know, it was beautiful, beautiful. Like beautiful big glass windows, you know, like beautiful. And I would go there on a regular, because the place was it was like 10 minutes from my job. I mean, my commute would have been sweet. And I would go there on a regular. I would go there on my lunch hour. And I would just pull in. And I created a video at one point, you know, where the camera was obviously turned around, and I had drove into the complex, and, you know, it was just me driving in, and I would watch that on a regular basis. And then I would go up to the window and look inside and be like, ooh. And, you know, like, I was really wanting to move into that property. And obviously I didn't. The one I have, the apartment I'm in now, came available first, but it was so weird. Maybe a few weeks ago, I don't know, I was doing something, and I was just kind of, or maybe I found the video, maybe that was it, and I looked at the video and I was like, that's crazy, that is crazy. But my apartment is pretty much just like that apartment, but just, it's not that apartment. You know what I mean? Like, but the inside, not the outside, but the inside looks exactly like that apartment. I mean, the in the kitchen, like the cabinets, exactly the same cabinets. Like, it was a mirror image of that apartment. So I was like, I did manifest that apartment. I did. I just manifested it in a different town. Maybe I didn't, that part of my manifestation wasn't as strong, the location of it. And quite frankly, I'm so glad, because honestly, that would have been too close to my job. You know, because like when you go into the grocery store and whatnot, I wouldn't want to be running into my coworkers. Hey, no, that's not, that wouldn't be cool. You know, so I did manifest that apartment. It's just I just got a different location. But anyway, my whole point is that we have the ability to create what we want from our thoughts, from our conversation, just from, and all of that is what's in our vibrational, I'm giving it a name. This, you know, this is nobody named it this other than me. It's like our vibrational vortex or whatever. Well, I think Abraham Hicks mentions the vortex. You should read their books, and that's a whole nother. But anyway, yeah, whatever you are dwelling on, good, bad, or indifferent, is what you're putting into your vibrational vortex. And then that thing is going to be drawn to you. It's going to be drawn to you. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my little follow-up video to the last video and then to the other video about manifesting and all. I just wanted to make it clear that the reason your conversation is so important is because you're putting that into your vibrational vortex, and that is what is going to show up in your world, good, bad, or indifferent. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, make a comment below. Have a great, blessed day. Be safe. Take care.